And a man who's joining us with another sick angle hat, a man who always looks cooler than anybody else in the room that he is in. 47 years he spent coaching ball, 27 in the NFL, Super Bowl champion, ladies and gentlemen, multiple time, Bruce Arians.
Yay!
Coach, big night last night, obviously, for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know you've coached in a lot of places. Tampa Bay currently home and your last stop and won a Super Bowl as their head coach. This Baker Mayfield guy is special. It feels like the Buccaneers might be bottling something down there. What were your thoughts after watching the game, and how do you feel about the boys down there in Buccaneers?
Yeah, I thought it was a hell of a game, especially that Baker just willed his team to win this game. You know, when you look around the league, you lose both tackles. So you got a center playing left tackle, and then you got your backup playing right tackle, and you just win a ball game running the ball. Great job by Josh Grizzard, I thought, calling plays and sticking to the run, and then Baker does what he does. That's why he's a head coach maker.
Okay, he is the head coach maker. Liam Cohen gets a head coaching job after working with Baker Mayfield. David Canales gets a head coaching job after working with Baker Mayfield. And obviously both of those guys were credited with turning around Baker Mayfield's career, but maybe Baker, we're just seeing what Baker is here.
I think Baker might have turned their careers around.
Okay, that's fellow coach, obviously, Bruce Arians, who understands if you have good players, you can be a damn good coach all of a sudden. One of our favorite segments.
Hell yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for BS or no BS with BA. We will present statements of fact that have been made by people thus far in this football season. And BA, it'll be your job to tell us if those statements are BS or no BS. Sounds good?
Sounds great.
Let's go to the first one. Baker Mayfield has won his way into the MVP conversation. Special night on primetime. Is that BS or no BS, BA?
Oh, that's no BS. You know, the last 2 weeks, winning ball games on the last play, willing your team to a win. All right, we're talking about he's playing with 5 starters out.
All right? Early.
2 top receivers, both tackles. I mean, what he's doing is amazing, and he's got to be in the conversation right now. And my hat's off to Jason Light because obviously they got some depth. Losing Clyde Jukansi on defense and still stopping them. That Bucs team is, I think, for real.
We had some breaking news here during the show. Elijah Clancy that you were talking about out for the season with a torn pec.
Oh, damn.
That comes just after
huge.
week 2, after a primetime game and obviously a big-time dub. That sucks on the defensive side. But you talked about wide receivers, you talked about your tackle. Tristan Wirfs, one of the best players in all of ball, out still. So this Tampa Bay team only going to get better, seemingly. Has Baker ever been in the MVP conversation before? Has he been a guy that's been left out of it every year? That he's
I don't think everybody's getting since his rookie year. You know, and he was too young for it back then, but he's got to be in it right now.
Will this end up being the best, would you think, trio of wide receivers between Evans, Godwin, and Ibuka when Godwin gets back? Do you think that is one of the best?
Well, you got Jalen McMillan, too.
Yeah, and McMillan.
They're both out.
Is that best in league?
I think when you talk about 4, it might be the best 4 in the league.
Ibuka, I mean, I put a tweet out last night. Is he going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year? He's scoring touchdowns all the time. Has 3 through 2 weeks. He's a rookie, and they're talking about him being like a vet on the field and off the field. They love him down there.
Good.
And then, obviously, everybody was like, excuse me, is Tyler Warren play football still? It's like, you're right.
Yeah.
I have boots on the ground. I see eyes on Tyler Warren. But this guy might have 45 touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a number, especially with Mike Evans still being there. And you talked about 4 wide at wide receiver, and then they still got a run game. It's like, he's going to get one-on-ones.
Yes.
He's going to get a lot of favorable matchups, and him and Baker are on the same page already.
Yeah, because you still, even though Mike Evans is late in his career, he's still a game wrecker. He's
He is
still
the deal.
guy. You saw they had one of the highest paid corners in the league, Derek Stingley Jr., matched up on him. He did a pretty good job, but that's where you're going to put your number 1 attention with Mike Evans, and that's where Ibuka can definitely thrive and eat.
AJ, you obviously have always been pro Baker Mayfield, as we all have basically on this program. It's great to see him doing this. I mean, Connor talked about it earlier. Every quarterback that has high expectations that doesn't work out their first place is going to hope to God that they have a career like Baker Mayfield. You're talking about the depths of hell, brother. We're talking about scout team punt block in Carolina for a shit team.
Come on.
For an ass team, he was doing that, willing, and then kind of evolves, find his home, and then the owner comes out and says, this guy's the face of our franchise forever, for the foreseeable future, basically. What a time for Baker. What a run. What a story, and what a football life.
Yeah, isn't it easy I guess Baker's an easy guy to root for. Is it because he's like relatable because we see how fiery and how intense, how much he cares? I guess, at least for me personally, when you know that somebody truly cares this much, like he's pretty damn passionate, and you can tell on the field and his teammates love him. I guess that's why we all love, like, it's not a redemption story. Like BA said, he won Rookie of the Year. The guy wasn't a bust ever. but for some reason, he had a rough patch, and Cleveland will do that to some people, and he found his way back, and here we go. He's in Tampa, I know, and I just I don't know. He's easy to root for because he's a fun guy. I'm like, hey, if you threw that guy at linebacker, I think he'll make a few tackles or he'll break his neck trying. For sure.
He's a football guy.
Yeah.
He told the story to us a couple years back whenever we were at the Texas State Fair before the Cotton Bowl Red River rivalry. He said that in high school he's playing in front of 45,000 people.
Yeah.
Like in high school Texas football, he's playing in front of 45,000 people. The only reason why I know that he said that is because SportsCenter Next just posted that yesterday. I forgot he had said that. I listened to it. It's like, this guy loves ball. He's out of the movie. The Texas movies about loving ball. So whenever, he has to go on that journey of being a punt block team and then back up third, fourth string, and then he gets kicked out of a town, it's like an obsession with ball kind of leads him through it all. And I think you can see that with the way he plays. Guy's not scared of contact, not scared to talk shit. Everything that football is, Baker Mayfield kind of loves and embodies. What a football player.
Yeah.
What an absolute football playing stud we have here.
The character you're thinking of is Mike Winchell. He's essentially Mike Winchell, who is the Permia Panthers quarterback in Friday Night Lights, if he made it all the way to the NFL. But even in that stat, like we're talking about all these guys, he threw a touchdown to a guy named Ryan Miller. I do not know. I should have known. I should have done my research.
Furman.
Yeah, of course. Furman, great school. Love Furman. They always have some noise in the March Madness. But like even him just throwing it to anybody, I assume it's pretty easy when you have Ibuka and Mike Evans to have tunnel vision.
Since he's come to Bucks, he's led the NFL in touchdown passes. He's led the NFL in touchdown passes in the fourth quarter.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
I also think that and maybe it's a little bit recency bias because of the last 2 weeks, but I think he's firmly entrenched himself in that camp of like there's always like the handful of quarterbacks where it's, oh, you left too much time for blank. And like now it feels like that's Baker. Like last night, just watching that game, it was like there was no doubt in my mind. Baker's driving down the field, they're scoring a touchdown here and they're going to win.
4th and 10.
Yeah, exactly.
You think? Yeah, right. You think Baker? Yeah,
breaks
right.
the tackle.
Yeah,
in
gone.
the pocket.
Yeah.
And then he gets blown up. His knee, AJ, we talked about this in the first hour. 3 shots to that left knee, including this one. Well, that's the first one. That's early in the game, first quarter. Then in the fourth quarter, 2 massive shots to that knee, both one off the turf whenever he falls awkwardly, and then he gets upended, flipped with a shot directly to the same. CJ, you just got your ass kicked by the turf. What you? The whole.
That's him, baby.
The whole thing. Baker's up there and at him. We take him back all the way to college. Baker's going to be fiery, and he knew going in. Baker knew GJ's on the other side. Don't let him get you. Don't let him get you. Well, not only does he pick up the first down, but also, that's a shot right to the knee when they do the follow-up. Still planted, kind of hyperextended. That thing is going to be this big, and none of us think at all that he's going to miss any time with that.
No chance.
It's like that's a badge of honor, and we hope he's okay. And if he does have to miss time, completely understandable.
Which is another reason why we thought Cleveland was so perfect for him. Like he's an Ohio guy. Everything you just said about Baker is like Ohio guy when you think of an Ohio football person. When we mention like Ohio folk, like he's just a hardworking doll.
Yeah, what the hell happened? What the hell happened in Cleveland? Honestly,
You guys kicked him out.
Cleveland happened.
Guys, hey, I grew up a Cincinnati guy. You know that. The Browns, Bernie Kosar, I watched him play as a kid, but I was a Bengals guy.
Shout out Bernie Kosar.
Yeah, shout out to all the great Browns of the past.
Yep.
And shout out to the Browns currently trying to make it work. But you had the guy that won a playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then you run him out of town
Without
and keep everybody else.
The head coach wasn't on the sideline. He had COVID when Baker won.
Get him out.
He was out, yeah.
Get him out of here. All right, let's go to the next statement of fact on BS or no BS with BA.
Yeah, speaking of another tough, gritty quarterback, some people are trying to write him off. And now I'm looking at the silver lining because J.J. McCarthy will be missing the next few weeks. Is it good for him for missing this a little bit of time? Is that BS or no BS, BA?
Oh, that's total BS.
Okay.
He's too young. He needs practice reps. All right, he threw 35 passes in the fourth quarter as a senior in college, and he needs reps. Now, he is a dog. We know that. He showed that against the Bears. But he's also too much of a dog at times. These young kids better learn how to slide quick. All right? Can you put yourself in harm's way? Harm's coming, baby.
A lot of quarterbacks run him.
Oh, a lot of them got hurt this week. You know,
a lot of guys
they
did.
probably played one linebacker in college that ran 4.5. They all run 4.5 in the National Football League. You ain't getting away. You better get your ass on the ground.
How do you feel about him maybe getting a chance to watch, though, like a Kevin O'Connell off? I don't know how much he was in the building last year. We assume he was there
He
all
got a
year
year to watch.
Okay, so all right,
To me, you don't learn shit holding a clipboard. All right?
Mental reps. What are those?
You better get your ass out there. Do it in practice. Peyton Manning Kelly Holcomb never got a rep. You need those reps, man. You got to be on the practice field getting reps.
What about that guy right there, though? What about Kevin O'Connell? Do you think it's his offense that JJ maybe do you think it's going to take some time for them to be speaking the same language? And obviously, this time away from each other is cutting into that time. What do you think?
No, they need to get their tackles back. They had no tackles playing in the game, and they couldn't run the football. That was the difference between, I think, the Bucs with no tackles. They ran for 150, 60 yards. Vikings couldn't run the damn ball, and it was all on. Now the pass rush ate him up.
So you're saying time away from the game, not good for J.J. McCarthy.
Not good at all.
What we need right now is reps.
We got to be on the practice field.
All right, get healthy, J.J.
What do you?
Yeah, pulling for you.
What do you think, Bruce? Just because you have been doing it for so long, what do you think about the VR stuff? Because that's like what
It's fantastic.
Yeah, because that's like
we were
what
one of the first ones to start using it way back when it first came out, and it's great for your backup quarterback. You do all your blitz drills and you get in a room this size, just drop back, see all the reads, see all the blitzes. So it's great for your back. Carson Palmer fell in love with it. It really helped his career.
So JJ might be able to do that.
Yeah, it's like the reps.
Can also box in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
Thrill of the fight in VR.
Freaking Beat Saber.
Yeah, you can play drums too.
Yeah.
You can also swim in the ocean in there.
Oh, that's cool.
I got sick.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do
I
that.
got
the roller coaster.
Yeah, roller
Lay
coaster
down?
was bad. I got sick. What's that?
Yeah.
How do you swim? Do you lay on your stomach and somehow swim?
No, so it's a stationary thing.
Kind of treading water.
But you got to do this number here to go get to places. It gets really dark in there. I got kind of scared, to be honest.
Yeah.
The roller coaster one, that one made me puke. There's a new one. It's like, I don't know if it's a new one actually. It's new to me, where you walk out to the edge of a building. Out on the edge.
No
Yeah.
thanks.
And then you see how far you can get out there. You know?
Yeah, there's like a plank.
Yeah, it's a plank.
Yeah, no thanks.
And you're in your living room, bro.
What's the goal? What's the goal, though? To jump and kill yourself?
If
I'm in
you
my
so
living
deem.
room, bro. No.
In the game.
The goal is to get to the
edge of the plank.
Get to the edge of the thing. So you're like walking out this thing, and then literally you look down, and it's in like, I'll say 720. It's not 4K.
Okay, that
but
helps.
it's good enough.
Where you
get
still,
you.
yeah,
It's cartoony, but it's good enough.
Yeah, but it's not. It's nicer than cartoony. It is kind of realistic, but it's not 4K. And you rely on that whenever you start getting really freaked out.
Does it go like if you actually fall off? Are you free falling on that thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That building.
There's
The
a
whole
video
thing,
of a guy doing this game,
Ah!
and he jumps into the TV.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, there's people that are hanging up, trying to hang on things.
I'll pass.
Yeah, it's pretty real in there. Is what we're saying. Good reps for JJ. Good and if he wants to get a little cardio.
And ping pong.
Boom, boom. And ping pong, they've got ping pong figured out. It will mess up your actual ping pong.
Sure.
But you can play you can play good VR ping pong in there with 11, I believe, is the game. And it's real. You can play against people from all over the world. It is fantastic. Good exercise, good workout. AJ and I played against each other. But the real-life ping pong game will suffer from it because you lose the touch of the real paddle. So you got to commit to one or the other. I've become a full-time virtual reality ping pong player.
Sure.
I now suck in real life. I don't like it. Because in virtual reality, I'm very good. So I'm real cock of the walk. Then I come into real life, everybody's like, what do you want? I spit a guy from Germany who's ranked 15 in the world, in virtual reality. But JJ is going to get better out there. In virtual reality, I think it's something just like the NIL transfer portal. We just need to understand this is now life. We need to get in there.
Part of it.
JJ's in there. We can be in there too. Yeah. Bruce, walk that plank. Let's see if you got it or not. Let's go to the next statement of fact, shall we?
Yeah, BA, a lot of people are saying that the Chiefs are ass cheeks, unfortunately. They're dead. We just talked about it. Hey, listen, the AFC West is now the Chargers division. You know, they don't got anybody who's doing anything other than Patrick Mahomes. So I ask you, is that BS or no BS, BA?
I think that's total BS. This coaching staff's way too good, man. And, they lost a tough Super Bowl champs and the Chargers who, they had to travel to Brazil and all that. Those are excuses. But this coaching staff's too good, this team's too good, and Patrick Mahomes is too good. Now, if Patrick Mahomes continues to be the leading rusher, they got problems.
Yeah.
That is the big problem because he's going to get hurt sooner or later. I mean, now that he ran a DB over, people are going to take some shots on him, whether he slides or not. And they've got to they've got to get a running game going to help him out because he's just taking way too many hits.
I mean, that's 3 guys hitting him from the Philadelphia Eagles defense that are very physical. Your big takeaway is they're not Cheeks because they're still the Kansas City Chiefs. They got too many good people in that building to be Cheeks, so maybe we're putting cart way ahead of horse in that particular column. But if he keeps taking these all add up here. Now, these are just shots that just kind of add up and add up and add up.
Second quarter.
And I think he maybe doesn't trust everything in front of him at the exact moment, potentially. So maybe he's getting a little bit more eager to run. And then he knows he's much more athletic than a lot of people give him credit for, so he can make a play himself. But that's normally the mindset of a younger quarterback as opposed to a guy who's already being called the GOAT. How do you kind of stop that? What do you think they try to do to get him more in the pocket or maybe not as vulnerable to massive shots?
I think they got to find a running game, first of all. And then they got to protect him better. You know, their tackles have not played well for the last couple of years, and they've been searching for a tackle. And now this stuff is going to get him hurt and end his career. And nobody wants to see that.
No one. And they're making – you talked about Travis Kelce earlier. They're making mistakes that they very rarely –
Yeah.
Like, I think the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. Now, did I pick the Philadelphia Eagles to beat the Chiefs? Yes, that's because I believe in the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are a very good football team. But I still believe in the Chiefs. It sounds like you do as well.
Yeah, I believe in Andy Reid and Spags and the whole crew and Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Yeah, what's crazy is just like that you didn't really expect this massive of a drop-off. Like when Tooney leaves, they still had Creed Humphreys in. They still have Trey Smith. And the fact that they can't run the ball with 2 of the better players at their position, right? Isn't that kind of weird? Like, why is that happening? Josh Simmons, rookie left tackle, and he made a great play. Actually, he stopped a pick 6 against the Eagles. But, like, why are they struggling if they have, 2 all-pros in the middle of their own line?
Yeah, it's just scheme a little bit. Pachenko, get him going again because, he's a fireball. When he gets going, it kind of sets the tone for them. And they haven't been able to get him going.
All right, last one here, Con Man.
Yeah, BA, steel curtain, more like soft pillows. The Steelers defense absolutely stinks.
We don't know if anybody actually said this other than Connor.
Correct.
Yeah, this is my brainchild, BA, and was I maybe, jazzing it up a little because the Steelers are going to New England this weekend? Maybe. But sue me. What's going on in Pittsburgh, though? Everyone kind of thought, hey, maybe the offense will start slow and then, the defense will kind of carry them. They'll be okay. It's kind of been flipped. Why does the Steelers defense stink out of nowhere?
Or does, hold on, the question, remember.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. Steel curtain, though. More like soft pillows. The Steelers' defense absolutely stinks. Is that BS or no BS?
That's no BS. That's no BS, brother.
Yeah, that's no BS. Wait a minute.
That was the hardest watch for me on Sunday, to watch that defense. Knowing that Casey Hampton and Aaron Smith and James Harris and all the guys that have played in that defense for all the years, going back to Joe and all the rest of the guys, but
Troy.
That was
Brian Clark.
They get stoned by a fullback and knock both linebackers down. The safety can't make a tackle. Seattle just ran it down their throat at home. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it just happened, and it didn't happen once. That's 3rd and 20. Little soft toss playing for a field goal and you're running in for a touchdown. That isn't Steeler defense.
What is it? What happened? How's it happen? Because that was 10 a.m. local time kickoff for the Seattle Seahawks. I don't think anybody gave the Seattle Seahawks any hope at all in this game. Aaron Rodgers, home opener for his Pittsburgh Steelers era. Defense, how much money? Let's go to Hammer. Don. How much money's on that defense? A lot of money, right?
Number 1 in the NFL. I think it's like $150 million or some shit.
Okay, so they got $150 million on that defense in not only well earned, by the way, by the boys for how great they've been. And the expectation and the standard is the standard. I mean, 2 guys get knocked out in one. I think Jeff Saturday gave some pancakes out earlier because of this. But why is it? What is it? Is it just attention? Is it focus? Is it scheme? What do you think it is?
I think some of it is scheme. Some of it is reading press clippings. And they can't stop the run. Then TJ and Highsmith can't tee off. They're the finishers. All right, but you got to stop them first to be able to finish. All right, and they're not stopping anybody in the running game right now.
And Highsmith too now. Highsmith, I think, is out 4 to 6 weeks, right, Tone? So
yes,
they're banged up already. So Jack Sawyer gets thrown in there. He's first year. It's going to be kind of an interesting watch for the Pittsburgh defense going forward for the next.
They're going to see a fullback for a few weeks. I know that.
Yeah,
I'm putting one in right now. It's the old Bob play. Is 100 years old. Run it down the weak side linebacker's throat. Knock 2 linebackers down.
And until they put that fire out,
it's coming.
Everybody's just attacking right there,
It's
right?
a copycat league, so next week you're going to see it too.
I hit that with some leverage, man.
Yeah, 2 guys there, the same.
Well, AJ coach him up.
Yeah, AJ, what the hell's going on with Pittsburgh Steelers defense, brother?
And you see that moving late. Look, right there, Cam Hayward's moving late. He's standing up. He's already screwed, so they can knock him down, create a huge gap, and then here we go. We're off to the races, missed tackles.
Yeah, what's 22 doing, D-Butt?
Or 6.
That's that open field, man. These running backs, they get paid a lot of money, get drafted high, and this is why. They're not paid to get tackled in open field by anybody.
Dude, that would not be fun. That would not be fun.
It was like what AJ mentioned earlier with the Chargers defense. Like, playing defense and tackling. The only time we tackle in the National Football League is on Sundays or on game day. So tackling these guys, it's a team effort. It's trust. It's literally firing your gun. Hey, if I got outside in leverage, I trust my guy to be inside out. Because if I'm taking on this block, and he talked about Hayward, but Wilson, if he boxed that outside in, it looks like, Queen will come over and make that play. It's all, and then once that your guy isn't there on play 8, on play 18, now you're hesitant. Now you don't necessarily trust him. He doesn't necessarily trust you, and he just kind of piles on. But with the guys in that building, with the players in that building, they play a lot of good football. With the coaches in that building, I do think they can fix it. It's still, what did your leader say, your supreme leader say, Tone? It's only week 2. So they can
talk about Aaron Rodgers, I believe.
Wow.
In the long run, this will be good. I don't know if he's supreme leader or Coach Tomlin would be considered that over. Both of them maybe supreme leaderships positions over there.
You know what they say.
Is that practice? Trust, confidence? How's that? Why is that? Why are people not?
It's practice. It's meetings. It's walkthrough, and then it shows up on Sunday on game tape. But it only you have that little inch of doubt, and then it can kind of grow. But once you start making it like that, Chargers defense, that team, like know everybody regardless. We don't know all the names. The guys outside of it, they trust each other. They trust, hey, Hart is going to be out there. Gilman, James, like all these guys are going to be in their position, in their place, so I can go and fire my gun because one-on-one, me and Walker in the open field, it leans to him. 2-on-1, 3-on-1, now it's in our favor.
How about BA saying, that's no BS, brother. This is bad out
Didn't
there.
expect that.
That was another segment of Is It BS or No BS with BA.
Yeah, BA.
Hey, we almost got